Welcome to the maiden edition of NASS This Week.
And what he is praying now is that if this scenario
of Kano State
will be given priorities so that at the end of
NASS This Week is back on your screen after a long break. Thank you for always watching our programs. You can always subscribe, like, share and follow us on all our social media handles showing on your screen. My name is Comfort Olayinka. Motion of the week. On Tuesday, Honorable Kalejaye Adeboye Paul moved for the urgent need to rehabilitate the Kirikiri Federal Road in Ajeromi Ifelodun Federal Constituency of Lagos State.
I rise to present this motion about the famous Kirikiri Road that leads to the Kirikiri prison. The road is a 6.4 kilometer and appears to be one of the only federal roads in this local government. The road is in deplorable condition and has become a menace to users of that road, so that we can have this road attended to and save lives, time, and provide adequate security for movement of prisoners from the Kirikiri Road to the various courts in Lagos.
Honorable Wingan Sesi Oluwaseun moved for unlawful road blockage, extortion and harassment by security personnel of Lagos Agbara Badagry Seme Highway.
The House resolves to urge the Nigerian Customs Service to enhance security on the Lagos Agbara Badagry Seme Highway and ensure strict implementation of laws, circulars, and guidelines for mounting checkpoints. This should include the removal of illegal roadblocks and prevention of new ones. 2. Mandate the Committee on Customs and Excise and relevant agencies to identify root causes of illegal checkpoints in border communities and provide solutions to curb these illegal activities by security agencies.
On Wednesday, Honorable Wale Raji, a member representing the Federal Constituency of Lagos State, laid a petition on behalf of a community in his constituency against the Nigerian army for acts of intimidation, assault, trespass over a vast mass of land belonging to the community without legal jurisdiction.
I have a petition from Iraye community in Ekpe Federal Constituency of Lagos State, and it is titled Petition Against the Nigerian Army for Acts of Intimidation, Assault, and Trespass over a total of 329 hectares of land belonging to Lenuwa royal family at Iraye without any lawful reason or legal instrument of acquisition. And the prayer is that the House, as a matter of extreme urgency, to intervene and come to the aid of the community by investigating our complaints and unveil the veracity of same and save Iraye from imminent and inevitable extermination. Mr. Speaker, I seek your permission to tender the petition. Thank you.
Leave is hereby granted. Leave is hereby granted. You may now.
Honorable Usman Jaha moved for the need to investigate the service and unprecedented environmental damage within oil-producing communities. The House of Representatives on Thursday paid tribute to teachers as they celebrate the Teachers' Day. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, commended and appreciated all teachers, including those within the House of Representatives, assures that the House of Representatives will continue to do all within its legislative powers to ensure the condition of teachers continue to be catered for.
So we'll take about 3 from here, and we'll take 3 from here. And when you stand to speak, 2 minutes is enough for you to speak about your teachers.
Honorable Khadija Ibrahim described teachers as a great category of individuals who have taught all in society to be a better citizens through example of patience, dedication and commitment for the development of human race.
Today, we celebrate a great category of people in this nation who are none better than our teachers who have taught us to be good citizens of this country. Again, and say 3 cheers to teachers in Nigeria and 3 bosses to the teachers of Nigeria. Bosa, bosa, bosa.
The House also celebrated Nigeria at 63. Honorable Kafilat Ogbara expressed mixed feelings at the development of Nigeria, calls for gender equality in national dealings. Honorable Wale Ahmed stated there's indeed diverse reasons Nigeria should be celebrated as the largest market in Africa. Honorable Wale Ahmed stated there's indeed diverse reasons Nigeria should be celebrated as the largest market in Africa. Calls for strengthening of critical institutions.
Nigerians are being celebrated all over the world for their intelligence and their contribution to global development, despite the myriad of a lot of challenges that our nation, is confronted with. A lot of my colleagues have spoken about a lot of our challenges, insecurity, hunger, poverty, and all that. I don't want to repeat all that because of time. But I will mention one area that I know that nobody will mention, and this is in terms of gender inequality. It is only when we have equality in terms of fairness, and indeed in terms of fairness and equity, that we can have, endless possibilities. I want to implore us that going forward, every citizen of this country, because today as I speak, women and girls in this nation today are still seen as second-class citizens, and this should not be so. A nation that decides to underutilize about 50% of our population is not likely to progress.
Time for our interview segment.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Let's meet you for the purpose of our viewers.
It's okay. My name is Wale Raji.
Okay.
I represent a federal constituency in the House of Reps.
Okay. All right, sir. You presented a petition on the floor of the House. Can you give us an insight as to what the petition is about?
Well, the petition was tabled to the House on behalf of the people of Iraye community in the federal constituency. Iraye is one of the communities within my constituency, and they've been having issues with the men of the Nigerian army, for some years now, over the claim to ownership of a large parcel of land, in that area. So it was reported that the members of the men of the Nigerian Nigerian army, they're trying to annex part of the land, to their barracks. So it has become an issue, and it got to a peak, some time ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the country then, but they contacted me, and they wrote a petition and expressing their grievances and seeking the intervention of the National Assembly. And it's part of my duty as the representative of the people, to present such a petition on their behalf, on the floor of the House. That was exactly what I did yesterday. The petition has been referred to the Committee on Public Petitions, and the committee will invite the parties in dispute, this time around the Nigerian Army and the representatives of the iraye community. So the committee will look into the claims and counterclaims, and then make appropriate recommendation with a view to resolving the issue. So that's discharged my duty as a representative of the people.
All right, so the 10th Assembly has begun in earnest. So what should your constituency expect from you?
Well, we will continue to discharge our responsibilities as the member representing the constituency. We starting with our legislative function, the basic core legislative function, which is lawmaking. We already have some motions and bills that have been cleared for presentation on the floor of the House. So we will not preempt the presentation. So when they are slated for presentation, I mean, 2 of them have gone through first reading. So I think one will be forwarded to the Speaker for approval, maybe by next week or so. So, but they are all geared towards enhancing good governance, enhancing the quality of lives of the people of Nigeria, including the people of my constituency. One is coming on. One is on security. Okay. Security. There's another one on the central bank, and I think there's one other one, on the national debt. So when they come, you will know the details of the bills when they are presented. And apart from that, we will continue to also pay attention to the developmental needs of my constituents, as we have always been doing, particularly in the area of education. As at the last count, we've facilitated more than 20 projects in different schools within the constituency. As we speak right now, the contractors are busy at a grammar school. It's upgrade of the facilities in the school. I hope.
No, continue, sir.
Okay. Upgrade of facilities in the school. Epe Grammar School is the oldest school in the whole of Epe Division. It was established in 1954. And we feel that it can wear a new look. Like we're working right now on the internal roads within the school. There's also going to be a mini stadium in that school, and a block of 12 classrooms with an ICT center in that school. So it's a total transformation of that school, So there is also another school project that is ongoing in Okunise. I think you reported it about 3 or 4 weeks ago on the ocean incursion into in that community that has rendered the old school building inhabitable, and making its environment unconducive, for learning. So as a result, the community has already allocated a parcel of land far away from the coastline. So, and we facilitated the construction of a block of 6 classrooms there for the students to move into. I think something has reached roofing stage now. Right now, the contractors have also moved to Army Children Primary School for the total renovation, of that school, which will require demolition and the demolition of dilapidated structures there and the construction of new one. So as we move into the move on in the year, more projects will come up. So in the area of health, we also people should expect more intervention from our end. The iraye Primary Health Center is ready now for commissioning by the grace of God. Before the end of this month, it will be commissioned and will be put to use. Everything that requires equipment that is required to function as a primary health center is available at the center now. In the area of commerce, we started our intervention in the market development at 3 locations within the constituency: Ayetoro Market, Itoikin Market, and also Mojoda Market. So in Ayetoro right now, I think we have achieved 200 shops in Ayetoro, and we still have land there to accommodate more. So by the grace of God, in due course, that project will be completed and put to use. Mojoda is ready. We have close to about 90 new shops in Mojoda. Mojoda will be commissioned and allocated to the market women before the end of this month. So and Itoikin is equally almost ready. So probably before the end of the year. In addition, we facilitated the construction of additional shops, this time around lock-up and semi-lock-up shops in Itoikin, in addition to the 120 open stores that were constructed about 2 years ago. So Itoikin will be commissioned before the end of the year by the grace of God. And all these shops, we're going to give out free of charge to the market women. The whole idea is to put the control of the local economy, local commerce, in the hands of the people of my constituency. Is a way of sustainable economic empowerment, for the people. So in the area of road, we facilitated some construction of some roads in the past. Dauda Buhari in Ekpe, another one in Eredo, that's I keep on forgetting the name of that road, you know. So that's Adekunle Tobun, Wale Adenosi, and a few other roads, you know. But as we speak now, contractors are working on Adekunle Babatunde Bakare Street in Ekpe, our school area, and Edatomola. Contractors will be moving back to sites at Ise Igbogun Road. You know, that was partially, we achieved 1 kilometer in the last year. So this time around, they are going back to add additional 1 kilometer or thereabout, you know. So we will continue until we complete that road, and more other roads will also come. On. But the contractors are presently also working on Kulanla, that's in the Redo, you know. So there's a project coming up in Ajeromi town that I will not disclose until we move in, and that would be, by the grace of God, within the next 1 month, the contractor will move in. You know, I made a promise to the KBSC, so it will be actualized by the grace of God in due course. So, what you're saying, in essence, is that in the area of intervention in developmental infrastructure, you know, we will continue to intervene from time to time to make life easier for the people of a peripheral constituency. And in the area of education, apart from the educational facility, infrastructure in schools and what have you, we will also be looking at support for the students by way of bursary stroke scholarship award, which will be merit and needs based, you know. So and one or two other initiatives in the area of health. So these are some of the projects that the people of a peripheral constituency should expect in the coming year, by the grace of God.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our next interview is with Honorable Lanre Okunola. He talked to EkoHotBlog TV on issues around the nation's debt profile and how promissory notes are essential to Nigeria going forward. Take a listen.
My name is Architect Lanre Okunola. I represent the good people of Surulere Constituency 2, Lagos State. I'm from Lagos State. I moved a motion on the House on the need to make sure that we make payments on our debt judgments, and it's essential because these are also some of the areas where the debt burden is huge to the nation, and the need for us to prioritize this using promissory notes. Promissory notes in the sense that it allows for financial constraint, whereby if the country has to pay huge debts with lump sum, you can use promissory notes to stagger it in such a way that it won't be a burden, it won't be a financial burden to the nation and to the country. And you know, over time you can spread the payments in such a way that it will be of ease to the government. Also, if you look at budget considerations, you know, there won't be a huge budget considerations to the country if we say we want to lump that huge judgment debt into the budget, you know. But when you have a promissory note that spreads over a period, you know, you'll be able to make sure that that doesn't constrain, doesn't bring a strain to the budget. And you see, and you can use that to negotiate and leverage on other indices that is going to come to the country, so that they will see us as people who are honoring our obligations and being able to make sure that developments can come into the nation, So, and that way we can liquidate our assets quickly in order to move the country forward. I'm sure that while we celebrate our 63rd anniversary, it's good to have a redirection, a new hope, re-engineering Nigerian finances to a better position. I know that we all are in a situation where I would call challenging times, and the need for us to prioritize so many of these things so that Nigeria can be great again. And I am very much in line with the fact that our diversity has brought unity to us, and in our different aspects, and that unity is what has brought us together as a nation, so that we can build a viable and great Nigeria. And that's what we are all working to. I represent a voice. I represent the voice of my constituents. I represent the voice of Nigeria, so that legislative governance can be translated to a betterment of Nigerians in general.
Okay, so in one of your prayers, especially in Nigeria, it's caused by the debt, the judgment debt.
You see, they're all interwoven. You see, it's like wanting to attract investors into the country, and the only way to do that is to be creditworthy in all aspects. And you see, if you decide to look away, it would also be while trying to analyze your portfolio to see that, there are certain critical areas too that your obligatory responsibility is not fully fulfilled. And that is why there's a need to pay attention to it. I'm sure that most people are not aware of this, and that's why the attention is not. And these are critical areas where we don't necessarily look into, and we neglect, and that's why there's a need to focus on it. And that's the prayer there, to focus on it, so that whatever is applicable, we'll be able to see that we're doing it justly. And since a judgment has been taken, the onus is on us to honor it and to do otherwise. So, but the critical issue is how best can we do this, so that the things that are holding back the development of this country, will be able to ease them out and begin to have a renewed hope for a greater Nigeria.
Do you think this judgment that you are talking about has had negative impact on the image of the country outside the shores of this country?
Image can be categorized. It depends on how you see image. I mean, we when we look outside, when you look at the building, the way you see it is different from the way I would see it and all that. So I won't want to use maybe positive or negative. You see, the thing is it's your obligation. You're due bound to honor what is due, what is an obligation that is given to you. So I mean, it is not a situation whether positive or negative. As Nigerians, as citizens, we're duty bound to honor whatever our obligations are, and that's the perspective that I see too. That we must be honorable.
One more question from my.
Well, that is subjective. The debts that we've categorized now is based on promissory notes. It means that those promissories are things that you said, okay, I've established the fact that I'm owing you this bit. At certain point in time, these payments will be made and they will be categorized into the distribution. So the idea of whether it's the budget can take it or does not arise. It does not arise. It doesn't have any bearings with it.
No problem. Introduction. You can still say it anytime.
Okay, thank you so much, Anchor.
The Senate has on Tuesday having resolved that there are numbers of issues that requires further amendments to provide for the creation of added committees for the Senate in response to emerging developments that will enhance rules of procedures for quality legislative practice. The Senate also approved the recommendation that a senator vying for office of Senate President and Deputy Senate President must have served for at least one term in the Senate, the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Senate, in the Committee of the Whole, considered the report on the amendment of the Senate Standing Order 2022 as amended and approved as follows. Recommendations 1 to 5 as recommended. Recommendations 6 to 9 as amended. Recommendations 10 as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole?
On Wednesday, confirmed the nomination of Wale Raji, Dr. Jamila Abiu Ibrahim, and Mr. Ayodele Olawale after consideration of the request of President Bola Tinubu. During the screening, one of the nominees, Wale Raji Lawal, who hails from Kaduna State, slumped after he read out his resume to the Senate. He was quickly hurried and took up to his feet, after which he was attended to by the medical team. Report says the incident was due to fatigue and he has been advised to not continue with the screening process since he has presented his profile to the Senate.
He is also somebody who has understudied the
Mr. Can you say water, give me water. Water and sugar. Water and sugar. Get sugar, and water.
The Senate has on Thursday resolved to investigate the circumstances leading to the abandonment of Ms. Greatness Oluwafemi by the staff of Maitama General Hospital in Abuja. This was sequel to a motion moved by Senator Asuko Ekpeyong demanding urgent need to ensure compliance with the provisions of the Act of 2017 ensures compulsory treatment and care to victims of gunshots, wounds, and other emergencies.
of such victims alongside punishments for contravention of the provisions of this Act, but that the problem is centered around enforcement and compliance. Affirms the need to uphold the provisions of Section 14(2)(b), 33 and 34 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as altered, and to ensure strict compliance with the provision of the Compulsory Treatment and Care of Victims of Gunshots Act 2017 to stop further unnecessary loss of precious life due to persistent refusal of hospitals to admit, treat, and care for victims of gunshots and other emergencies.
We've come to the end of this week's edition of NASS This Week. Join us same time next week for another interesting edition. Bye for now.